That only took about an hour and a half or so. I got all that stripped back to the bare bones. Now I got to take the brackets off and then uproot the posts and begin transplanting them along here. I'm definitely going to need more composite wood, so I got to go pick some more of that up. I'm going to have plenty of L trim, so I'm not worried about that. I can reuse some of this. I also got online from goodoldtrains.com. I got a pack of 80-inch turn stainless steel Gargraves track, and that should be enough to make the curve around here, and then I'll just use the flex track to go back and join up. So yeah, off we go. We're coming along. So there's where I left off there. And we'll just move on straight through now. Of course, the only problem I'm having, rocks I can dig out. That's why I got the shovel. Stumps I can't. And we got a major stump I have to cross here, and that thing doesn't want to go down any further. So I think I'm gonna have to get the pickaxe for that and hack up the stump that's under there so I can lower that down a bit more. It doesn't need to go down too much more, just about another 3 inches or so. And then over here, this is looking fine. Nice, even, smooth curve there. And then all the way over to here, and these went in fine, so that's no problem. And then from here, I'm gonna wait. I have today the pack of Gargraves stainless steel 80-inch curve track coming in. So when I get that, then I'm gonna lay out the 80-inch around here to see how it goes. And then I'll stake around by that. And then going back here is not an issue because that's gonna be the turnout right there. So all I gotta do is, once I get around to here, I can aim it any way I want, and the flex track will go where I need it to go. And I just ordered another whole box of stainless steel flex track, and that should be coming in a few days. So pretty much all of this is going to be done with stainless steel, so I don't have to worry about that. And if I have any left over, I'll start replacing down there. Alrighty, get out the pickaxe. Ran into a little pickle with this. I thought, too late of course, but since all of these are equally spaced, the holes, all I had to, or are they? Well, all I had to do was get my chop saw and just, my metal chop saw, and just cut this right off there, and I could have left it where it was. As it was, I tried to bang it in, smashed all this, bent it, and now it won't come out because it's buried inside the root. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. Let's think about this a little bit. All right, I did what I said I was going to do. I cut off, I got a new post because I couldn't get that one out. It was jammed in there. So I kept bending it until it broke, and I was able to cut the top of that. I had to re-drill a hole to fit the bracket, but that's no big deal. And now that is perfectly level. It's funny because it doesn't really look it, but because the land's sloping up so sharply. But yeah, so that's level and that's all set. A little crooked this way, but that's not going to be a big deal. And now I have to span the stump here and bang that in further and get these level, and then that'll be it for now. Then it's lunchtime. There we are. All the brackets are on for this set. My only concern is this turn right here is going to be a problem. It's just too sharp right there, and I tried to move this back a bit, but all we got are tree roots all through here, and I can't get it in any place but that one spot. So I'm gonna have to work with it. I got flex track, I'll figure it out. So I should be able to make a curve there that's all right. But everything else is leveled and good. Now all I got to do is wait for the curved track to come so I can do this section right here. Lay it out, stake it, and then begin the process of laying down the L-trim. There we have it. The far turn is up, at least the structure is. And as you can see, I've got my track in. The curved track came in, and it was a pleasant surprise. This is not only the stainless steel for Gargraves, but it's actually, let's see if I can focus on this a little better, it's the plastic ties. And that's good because since they're just in that position, I don't need to bend them. These should last the rest of my life anyway, because the wood won't rot, the stainless steel won't corrode. So hopefully that turn will be there in decent condition for a long time. The other box of track I'm waiting for is supposed to be in 2 days, so I'll have all the rest of the track in. Now I've got to put, that's what I'll probably do tomorrow, is put all the L-trim in. Then I'll have to go to Home Depot, get some more composite wood, put all that in, and by that point the new track should be in, so I should be off and running. And once I get the track, it's going to be no effort at all, theoretically, to lay all the track down. So alrighty, that's it for today, and we'll pick it up tomorrow morning. All right, the L-trim is on. I actually had to go buy more. Can't believe I had 100 feet that I had bought, an extra 100 feet, and used it all up and had to go buy 20 more feet. So it takes a lot of L-trim, but shows you how much extra track I got. So that's done. Now let's start cutting the composite and see how quickly that goes down. Several hours and a sunburn later, it's done. The track bed is finished. Whew! It was a hot one today. But the only screw up I made, it's hard to see from here, isn't it? I cut this piece too short, but I was able to get another piece and just patch it in there, so that should be fine. And a lot of this section here, I was able to cob together enough pieces from the old layout, and because of that, I was able to finish it with all of the supplies I had. So yeah, it is done now. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to be getting the shipment in of the new stainless steel track, the other box. So I'm probably gonna take like stainless steel from here as far as it'll go with what I've got, and then put the curve on, since I know where the curve's gonna fit, and screw that down, and then I'll just have to wait for FedEx, or actually it's UPS, wait for UPS to drop off the box of new track, and that will allow me to finish up the rest of this. That's not looking too shabby. So there's the curve, and I filled in what I could with the rest of the stainless steel track I had, which got me all the way to here, and unfortunately that was it. So I have to wait for the rest of the stainless steel to come in today, and knowing UPS, it might come in at 11, it might come in at 7 at night, who knows when. So then there's a concern that I probably won't have enough stainless steel to do the rest of the course, because I've got all of that. So I have another box of regular Gargraves, and I can go ahead and no-ox it and put it on, and that easily will get me all the way up to here. So I may have to go that route, but I'll see what I have with the stainless steel. At least I know it'll finish off this. I'll be able to finish off this little corner right here. Oh, and by the way, I found a spare piece of composite that was lying around that was long enough, so I just recut it and put a whole piece in there instead of the little jerry rig thing I did there. So yeah, so now it's just a waiting game with UPS. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and put some preservative on the regular Gargraves track in case I need to use it, and we'll see what happens. I did fill all this section in with the nickel track as opposed to the stainless steel, because I knew I wouldn't have enough stainless steel. This was an entire box of Gargraves of the nickel track that it took just to get down to here. So I won't have much more to do with the stainless steel. Just this curve right here, and then over to that curve there, and then this little piece right here. And that'll be it. So now I'm just gonna twiddle my thumbs and wait for UPS, which is on the way. So there we have it. The track came in. I just gave it a coat of wood preservative, and when that dries, installation. With a little bit of daylight left, success. It's all done. Oddly, the piece that gave me the most trouble was the smallest one, the little teeny piece that goes in there. I had a lot of trouble fitting that, but it's all stainless steel. This entire thing, all the way up to here. Now, I have some stainless steel left over. I think I'm gonna leave this intact because it's brand new, but I'll start replacing that. That'll be easy. I'll just pop it out and put the new stainless steel in there. And yeah, and or I could even, well, it'd be a pain. I could take where the stainless steel starts over here. I could just take it back and take all the nickel off and move it all down that way and have stainless steel this way, but I'll figure that out. That's not really important. What is important is to get my little Broadway Limited engine on here and see if it actually works. So let's do that next. All right, we know this works. That's not a big deal. And it's even smoking, even with all this wind. All right, keep your fingers crossed. And it's backing up. Why is it backing up? Who knows? There we go. That is weird. Don't know why it's doing that. All right, let's push it past this. Boy, that's weird. It just wants to, right there, it wants to back up, and I don't know why. There we go, get it past that point, and we're all set. doing it again. I'm going to put this up, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm going to chalk this up to a crappy engine. I'm going to have to take this apart and find out what's going on with that switch, because I'm pretty sure the switch is what's causing the problem. See if it does it again here. All right. The front wheels came off here, the guide wheels. I'm not really showing anything because I'm trying to get them on. There we go. And now the drive wheels have come off. Here, it helps if you hold the camera there, Jay, so people can see what you're doing. There we go. All right, so not quite a successful test there. I've got a little work to do. See if we back up over here again. Yep. That's really weird. Well, give it a little push past that point and it's fine. So, the next day or so is going to be heavy rain, so we'll be working on it out here. But what I might do is I might go down and I might get my EMDF locomotive and see if it does the same thing. If it makes it through fine, then I am going to say that it's the problem with this engine. So that's one way to eliminate it. Whoa! Bye-bye! Off it goes. And off we go. All right, so here's the EMDF. It's not backing up. Whoa, that's going fast. I should probably slow that down a little bit. Let's go in here. I don't want it to, straightaway here isn't a big deal, but it's the curves. Okay. Let's see how it's looking out there. That's better. More moderate pace. Yeah, it's having no problem. So it's got to be that engine. I need to work on that engine a bit more. I'm going to be going to the large-scale train show coming up, and I'm going to be picking up some new rolling stock anyway, so that'll help. Yeah, no derailleur there. Derailleur, isn't that what's on a bicycle? Derailing. Yeah, perfect. So I think with new rolling stock, this is going to work out quite nice. Gotta remember, this EMDF is actually very old too. It's used, but still kicking along. All right, so we have a wonderfully expanded railway out here. Learned a lot when doing it. And if I had to do it over, I'd probably You know, if I was able to go back to the time turner and whisper into my own ear, hey, idiot, use Gargrave's stainless steel track with plastic ties, I would do that. And I would probably balk and say, oh, that's too expensive, but you know, you get what you pay for. I like watching it go through the tunnel. So, it's going to be a nice sunny day in a couple days after the rain passes through. And I think what I'll do is I'll wait for that to give you a ride on the rails. Until then, happy riding.